I'm here to make inflammatory statements on the internet, and then turn my notifications off.
We live in a day and age where you're supposed to just consume any and everything that is thrown your way without asking questions. Notice I said supposed to. You were supposed to like Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. You were supposed to be outraged by Dave Chappelle The Closure. You were supposed to root for Tila in that Masters of the Universe Revelation series. And you sure as hell were supposed to like Cowboy Bebop even though it is flawed. Guess what? It didn't work out as planned. I don't know when I will get around to make this video, but I'm sure by now you must have heard that Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix abomination that should have never been made in the first place, has just been cancelled just after one season. And before you say anything, no, I'm not happy that people associated with the project have lost their jobs. But on the other hand, I am happy that all the outrage from the fans who loved the original anime has been heard. It's almost as if someone from Netflix woke up and realized that pandering to a small minority of vocal groups does not translate to money or watch time. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I did not watch the live action adaptation. I saw a few snippets of it, but I didn't sit through the entire thing. I don't want to see it, and truth be told, I saw the original anime a few weeks ago. But it does not take a genius to put two and two together and realize that it was a bad idea to take a beloved anime and give it a live action treatment. I mean, take a look at what happened in the past. Those who do not learn from their past mistakes are doomed to repeat it. And frankly speaking, I kinda like Ghost in the Shell movie. Not the best, but it wasn't bad either. And yeah, some people on the net were like, Scarlett Johansson should have been nude. Yeah, if you want to see her nude, you need to serve the net a bit more. Or blame Michael Bay for not allowing ScarJo to go topless in one of his movies. That and Edge of Tomorrow, which took inspirations from the manga, All You Need Is Kill. Both were pretty good. And oh my god, Alita, how did I forget that? Alita was pretty awesome. But on the real though, animes will always be difficult for Hollywood to adapt because of the thought process that goes in the original source material, which is manga. Mangas, if you are unfamiliar, are like comic books in Japan. And let me tell you something, that market is very competitive. You need to bring your A game or no publishing company is going to pick you up. That is why Demon Slayer alone managed to outsell the entire American comic industry. They come up with stories and characters that you can relate to and ingrain them in their culture in such a way that fascinates the reader. And what do we have here in the West? Superman's son going gay and holding a peace symbol rallying with a bunch of hippies. I mean, the guy can literally take care of climate, global warming just by his breath alone in the Arctic pole or something. I may have over-exaggerated a little bit there, but you get the idea. Remember, imagination will always be superior than representation. Diversity of ideas will be greater than diversity of skin color, gender, or bedroom preferences. I'm sorry I went on a little tangent over there, but I had to get that out of my system. So Cowboy Bebop came and went like a wet fart, and just like a wet fart, it left a bad smell in the room. I was surprised to see the critics and the audience go, pretty much leveling together. You dropped the ball when the critics that scream diversity and inclusion from the top of their lungs, even they don't like your product. I knew it would be bad, but just before the live action came out on Netflix, I binge watched the entire anime, and you know what, even though it had a bittersweet ending, I was happy with it. And just like that, I knew why fans have a problem with this adaptation. Everything from the music to the art style, the characters, the setting, character development, everything about the anime is just near enough perfect. You feel the loss of the characters on screen. You feel happy for them when they achieve something. That was just how the anime rolled. It was well ahead of its time. Speak to anyone who is a fan of the anime and they will tell you how amazing it is. Whereas the Netflix adaptation was trying to rectify the issues of the anime. It was trying to solve problems that honestly didn't exist in the first place. The anime was diverse with its characters, the settings, and here we are with trans representation and stuff. Good work, Netflix's PR department. Way to piss off the fan base. Oh, and by the way, that character Gren was a war criminal in the anime. Like I said earlier, I have not seen the live action series, so I don't know what they did with the character. But in the anime, Gren was a war criminal who was set up by Vicious. He was subjected to some experimental drugs that upped the estrogen in his body, which gave him female characteristics, if you know what I mean. But in the anime, he uses those female assets to get close to Vicious to try and take him out. He wasn't trans by choice. If anything, he had no choice in the matter. But hey, we live in a society where everything is problematic if you think long enough. Point out a problem that does not exist and work on a solution to solve that problem. So after it got panned by critics and fans alike, the damage control articles started coming out. One of them actually blamed the anime for a certain character arc. I mean, really? The anime is the reason you're getting a live action adaptation, you dumbass mother...
ウサギだね。ウサギに見えます。無理な体勢でお尻の匂いを嗅ぐ変態だろ。
Nearly lost my rag there. Anyways, I was watching the Game Awards show on Friday night. I live in the UK and yes, I like my cup of tea. So yeah, I was watching that train wreck of a show, and because I was bored, I started checking my Google feed, and that's when I saw it. Of all places, Kotaku was recommended to me by Google. Wow, if I didn't have a problem with Google before, I sure as hell now. So Kotaku published this article, and honestly, that did surprise me. I mean, at the end of the day, Netflix gathers viewership data behind the scenes, so they know how many people watched the show all the way through, how many people binge watched it, and how many people bounced off after a few episodes. So someone at Netflix must have thought about cutting their losses and moving on, which is a good move really. Fans were not happy and it was getting an arse whooping. You would think Cowboy Bebop was Rihanna and the fans were Chris Brown, and they were not holding back. I shouldn't be saying this, but it's true, and no amount of damage control was going to contain this massive crapstorm. My only issue with all of this, aside from the fact that it got made in the first place, is that Netflix is not going to learn a damn thing out of it. I know One Piece is getting a Netflix live action adaptation treatment, which I can already tell is a bad idea. Avatar: The Last Airbender is also getting a live action treatment, and you know what? Abandon all hope for that one, because the creators of the original series, the animated series that is, they quit the live action project over creative differences. So yeah, that's always promising to see. The Japanese social media was also on fire with the news of the cancellation. Kotaku again, compiled these messages from Japanese social media sites. I'll leave a link to it in the comment box below if you want to read them. Expected. Live action adaptations are necessary. It is because there was an old dude cosplaying. There was nothing appealing. Oh man. I wonder why, because it was enjoyable. Well, somebody liked it. Ugh, my god, this cold. Netflix original anime and dramas are not interesting. However, I do like Amazon Prime. Yeah, I don't like them either. I don't like any of them, to be very honest. I just use them as a sort of convenience. Well, in the first place, you would say watch the anime instead of watching the live action adaptation. That is actually true. Like the anime is also on Netflix and came out weeks before the original. The original anime came out weeks before the live action adaptation. So obviously people must have seen the anime to prep themselves, to watch the adaptation, and they must have seen like first 2 or 3 episodes and like, nah, this is crap, and just bounced off. Could be a reason. Japan's anime isn't designed for live action adaptation. True. I had no idea they made this. Looks interesting. Okay. It seemed even foreigners mocked this. Why did they think of doing live action? My thought exactly. It was actually pretty good. I guess international fans weren't into it. If you enjoyed it, fine, fair enough, but a lot of people aren't into it. It would be better to make a new anime. True, that is also true. There are tons of more messages on the site. I'll leave a link to it in the comment box below. I found this article online, and although I was not planning on making this video this long, I decided to add it after I read through it. Apparently, the cast of live-action Cowboy Bebop took to social media to share with you how they felt. I truly loved working on this. Grillo, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his surname, wrote on Twitter, "It came from a real and pure place of respect and affection. That's BS. I kid you not." Okay, I've not seen the live action, but I've seen a few snippets of it. So in the original anime, we have this iconic battle between Spike and Vicious. And when I say it's iconic, I mean it. Anyways, we get this cool shot where Vicious stabs Spike, and Spike manages to shoot Vicious. And Vicious, this is how much of a badass that character was. Vicious shrugs off the pain, grabs Spike, and throws him out of the church building. It sets up a tone of the anime that yes, Vicious is a badass who can take Spike on, who is also a badass. So when they go up against each other again, you are looking forward to that battle, because you know Spike is going against someone who is not capable of feeling human emotion. It just made the villain so much cooler. In the live action, Vicious gets shot and he reacts, which I can only describe as a little bitch crying. Spike probably needed an air freshener because it must have smelled like a bitch in there. Oh my goodness, I saw that clip and I thought, Vicious, oh, you're such a chooch. What a chooch. They also gave Jet Black a daughter, which was never mentioned in the anime. As far as I can recall, Jet Black never had a daughter, which made me feel sorry for the character because it made him so much lonelier. I wish we could make what we planned for a second season, but you know what they say, men plan, God laughs. See you, Space Cowboy. Hashtag Cowboy Bebop, hashtag whatever happens. He later added, had so much cool stuff planned for season 2. Considering the changes you made to the series, I'm glad you're not making a season 2 because you would have messed it up even more. However, the producer did apparently find a silver lining, writing, The one nice thing about tweeting about the cancellation of Bebop is that it's one more bite at the block toxic fans with extreme prejudice apple. And there you have it. Head so far up his own arse that he could not see the point. If you're going to call fans toxic for simply being vocal about not liking your project, then guess what? They're not going to watch it and you're going to be out of a job. Case in point, you and many other. Now I'm not saying that there are no toxic people out there. There are, but seriously, come on dude. We all know how Hollywood can be at times and how they like to lob people together in groups if you don't like what they have to offer. Oh, you didn't like Ghostbusters 2016? You must have a problem with the Vamin. Oh, shut up. It was a rubbish movie and it's good to see that it faded away like Thanos snapped it out of existence. Like that. Gone. Done. Dusted. Eat my dirt. John Cho posted a meme on his Twitter, but what about our favorite Daniela Pinata? How does she respond?
First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character.
Hey, listen. You didn't need to post that. Why? Why did you post it? It's too late now to delete it. Now we just have to live with it.
Meanwhile, his co-star Daniela Pinata posted a meme to Instagram of a couple accidentally smashing their tankards of beer during a toast, before following up on her Instagram stories with further glum memes, including a depressed bear, a trampoline fail, and a picture from the film Carrie, specifically of the anti-heroine covered in blood and screaming. Pinata concluded, "Today has been fun." Let me blow my nose because I got a freaking cold. I mean, I can edit this part out, but screw it. If I have to put up with this, so do you. Hold up. I can breathe a little. Look, I'm not gonna rag at her because she did lose her job, but on the other hand, what did she expect? She just got a rude awakening from the customers who were not ready to buy what she was offering. My point is, when you are adapting a beloved franchise like Avatar or Cowboy Bebop, your focus should be the aesthetics of the original source material. Respect the creators, the creation itself, and rather than finding faults with the original content, try to respect it and stick with it. Don't try to insult the fans because they're not going to stick around. But on the real though, I think fans are just tired of being told that something that they love is somehow problematic, and the live action is not going to set it right. But on the real though, I think fans are just tired of being told that something that they love is somehow problematic, and the live action is going to set it right. Don't do that. I know you can take some level of creative liberty with the intellectual property, but if you're going to start changing things around, you may as well create your own thing. But you're not gonna do that because whatever you will create will not have the name that attracts millions of viewers. Overall, I think Netflix is finally realizing that pissing off fans may not be the way to go. And if people are not watching it, what's the point in investing such a product? Although I do think cancelling the series this quick, in like a month in, is a bit of a dick move. Now people who were going to watch it later, I don't know, like during Christmas holiday or something, will not watch it because it's not worth investing in anymore. I know I wouldn't. This has been a win for the fans who refused to take what was on offer, and the company finally gave in. And going forward, hopefully other adaptations in the making will also make sure that they do the original source material justice. Otherwise, they will get cancelled too. And on the side note, I just realized it now, before anybody says anything along the lines of, "Oh, you probably have a problem with trans representation and stuff," like, no, I don't. And for reference, I will include a link to a video where the series is actually reviewed by a trans person. And she, notice I'm using her correct pronouns, she actually went through how important Gren was to her on a personal level and to the actual lore, to the storyline of Cowboy Bebop. So no, I don't have a problem with trans people, but I do have a problem with the creators coming out and saying that it will correct the mistakes of the anime or whatever the hell they actually said. But it was something along that lines. I don't know, I got a cold, I gotta take some medication, and I need to call it a night. Jesus, my lungs hurt. Alright guys, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'm a part-time YouTuber, so your engagement with the channel will help me a lot in the long run. Peace out, Space Cowboys, and stay awesome. And remember, whatever happens, happens.